Good day to everybody. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. For starters, my apologies if my sound isn't the best. I'm not in the best of health, so my voice kind of might sound a little bit strange. It sounds strange to me, anyways, when I'm talking. But bless up to everybody. Had some content I wanted to drop, especially last week as well, but I didn't get around to doing that, mainly or basically because I haven't been feeling, so well. But we're talking U17, we're talking the Jamaica U17 team that's currently in action in CONCACAF, and my apologies if I cough or sneeze while recording this video, while you guys are watching this video. Jamaica Reggae Boyz U17 team coming up against Guadeloupe U17 team, and that's later on today, 5 p.m. I believe is when that match starts, is when that match gets underway. 5 p.m. That's when it starts. And we're just taking a quick look at what is taking place with the U17s. Their campaign started better than most people would have forecast. Many people didn't think that this U17 campaign would have gone well, and now somehow, hope has come out of nowhere for a number of people when it comes to this U17 campaign and what they expect and what could potentially happen. Obviously that would have been inspired, or that hope would have been inspired by what took place in the game on Sunday, right? Watched it twice. I missed big chunks of it watching it live, right? So I went back and watched the whole thing full in its entirety. And I also watched the team that we're going to be playing later on in Guadeloupe, their game later on that same Sunday evening, or it would be Sunday night, against Costa Rica, who are the other teams in the group. For those of you who don't know, it's Jamaica, Cuba, Guadeloupe, Costa Rica in the group, top 3 to advance. So we're looking good right now, we're sitting pretty. We want to win our remaining 2 games though, because that will more than likely, that's the best way to ensure as safe a passage as we possibly could hope for going forward into the knockout stages. You don't want to finish third and then playing the number 1 team from another group or some foolishness like that. So Sunday we played Cuba, dispatched of Cuba, beat them 4-2. We were leading 4-0 at one point, and then Cuba, scored, or we conceded 2 goals. I don't want to say soft goals, but to be fair, I think we could have done a little better on both goals, even though, to be fair, the first one was a really good goal, but I think the goalkeeper needs to take some blame where that is concerned. But overall, there were a lot of positives, though, to take from that Cuba game, right? It must be said. A lot of people thought that a lot of people were promising doom and gloom for this U17 team, right? And I know many of us would have been pleasantly surprised. For me personally, I was never one of those. I was always trying to remain positive because, I never saw any of the practice games. We all saw a little bit of the game up at on it. Unfortunately, that stream had to be cut. Big up Military Guna. But so even though people who were there, who were live in person, seeing these friendly games against the JPL teams and against Trinidad and Tobago, both friendlies that were won 1-0 at Stetson down in Arnett, down in the jungle. And I wanted to reserve my I didn't want to really go hard with my comments until I actually saw the team with my own 2 eyes. But a lot of people were forecasting doom and gloom and, you know, the team now play good and the team this and the team that and Merron Garden this and Merron Garden that. To be fair, the boys held their own. I mean, more than held their own against Cuba. Right, don't get me wrong, they still have some things they need to work on. Right, they still have some things they need to work on. I think the movement can improve. Right, I also think that the positioning of some of our players in some of the phases of build-up can also improve. Seeing goalkeeper distribution needs to improve. Right, the few times he got it right, we created really dangerous scenarios, especially in the second half. He started getting the distribution right in the latter stages of the game, right? But for most of the game, his distribution was you know, left a lot to be desired, and other little things as well that can improve, that can be worked on. But with that being said, it was a 4-star performance. You know, and the team never, I mean, they were the better team on the day. Forget the goals, just during the run of play, they were the better team. Started out not so convincingly, but as the game progressed, they just got more and more into the game and, you know, found their footing, and the performance improved as the game went along. So, you know, we have to big up the boys for that. Yeah, still work to do, but we have to give them the props, man. They represented reasonably well. One of the things that Merron Gardner alluded to was the attitude of the boys, right? And how impressed he was by that. I was listening a clip with Merron Gardner talking about that whole, you know, approach into the Cuba game. And, you know, to be fair, I saw the same thing too, man. The youngsters looked, the overall, they looked business-like, right? They meant business. They looked business-like. Just their body language, you know, just the commitment shown by the players, just the attitude of the players, the camaraderie of the players, right? That's one of the things that I really like. It seemed to have been a really unified group, right? Judging by, you know, how they carry themselves and how they comport themselves, right? They seem to be very unified, right? No foolishness of, you know, local born versus overseas born, as it should be at this age group, you know. So that was very, very good to see, and, you know, I really did like that, you know. So they looked really, really business-like, man, and me personally, I was impressed. I was impressed with how they carried themselves. One thing I forgot to mention as well that they do need to work on is also set pieces as well. Set pieces need to improve for this game, you know, coming up later on tonight. Set pieces really need to improve. But you know, these are some of the areas that they you know, it would be good to see them improve on in the upcoming game later on. Not tonight, later on this afternoon, right? But albeit, you know, it was a good first showing from the young guns, from the Jamaica Reggae Boyz, the young Reggae Boyz, the young guns, the U17s. And if they can replicate that against Guadeloupe tonight, we should be in a very strong position going forward, and hopefully they can make the improvements as well that needs to be worked on. With that being said, Guadeloupe is not a joke of a team. I watched Guadeloupe against Costa Rica, and they put up a very good showing, a better showing than most were predicting. You know, I get it. Guadeloupe isn't the most prestigious team you'll find in CONCACAF. So many people didn't expect anything much of, you know, this little small island nation. You know, but in the Caribbean, but they held their own against Costa Rica. They lost it 2-1, but they put up a proper fight. They really did put up a proper fight, and Costa Rica really didn't have it easy in that game. So for us, we are definitely gonna have to put pedal to the metal in this particular game. We can't take this team for a joke. We definitely cannot take this team for a joke. You know, it is a tough little team, right? A tough Guadeloupe is a tough little team, and you know, they have a lot of energy, full of running, man. You know, they put in the yards, and they put in the work, and Costa Rica really struggled to get a grip of the midfield in their game against them. Really struggled to take control of the midfield. As a matter of fact, I mean, yes, Costa Rica had the better chances, but if you ask me, truth be told, I didn't look at the stats. I didn't see the stats, but judging by what I saw, it seemed as if, you know, Guadeloupe got the better of the possession game, right? And seemingly, to my eyes anyway, won the midfield battle. So, you know, and we all know Costa Rica is a powerhouse in CONCACAF, you know, and they have done very well at the U17 level as well. So, you know, Guadeloupe, no joke, man. And we have to prepare for that. We have to be, you know, on our P's and Q's with this Guadeloupe team. And if they approach the game the same way that they did the Cuba game, then, you know, even though Guadeloupe is seemingly a tough little team with some quality players that can cause us a problem or two, you know, we still should be able to win this game. And I'm looking forward to seeing the young Reggae Boys go forth and win this game and really put themselves in an advantageous position for a good draw, you know, to go forward into the second round, and also, you know, to going forward into that into that game against Costa Rica, you know, which is expected to be a tabletopper, you know. So hit me up in the comment section, you know, let me know what you guys think. Stay safe, guys. Take care, and until next time, knock up like button, subscribe, and share. Seeing cool. Wishing the young Reggae Boys all the best in their game later on this afternoon.